This is Day to Day with Saint Joseph. And today we're doing Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. I'll be looking at the scriptures here, and inspired though with Jesus, who says, he says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavily laden, and I will give you rest, for I am meek and humble of heart. You will find rest for your souls in me." I think Jesus learned this meekness, the example of Joseph, and the humbleness of heart through Mary in her lowly but holy and blessed, confident ways. In the betrothal of the two, depicted here in this artwork, you have Joseph and Mary getting wed. And the circumstances, we all know, they're very different, but they both feel called. The two poor in spirit, the two very faithful Jews, they know they're going to be living out a special relationship, but first they're called together in love. And so there they are. They remind of the times of others who got wed. And we think of Tobias and Sarah in the scriptures. We think after they wed Tobit, the father-in-law, he gives this prayer: "Blessed be God who lives forever, because his kingship lasts for all ages. For he afflicts and shows mercy, casts down to the depths of Hades, brings up from the great abyss. What is it that can snatch from his hands? Give thanks to him, you Israelites, in the presence of the nations. For though he has scattered you among them, even there recount his greatness. Exalt him before every living being, because he is your Lord, and he is your God, our Father and God forever and ever. He will afflict you for your iniquities, but he will have mercy on all of you. He will gather you from all the nations among whom you've been scattered. When you turn back to him with all your heart and with all your soul, do what is right before him, then he will turn to you, and he will hide his face from you no longer." So this is the advice of Tobit. Enjoy, because his son Tobias is wed. He's wed Sarah, and they've had many sons. And he will die in peace, and he will ask them to not long live in Nineveh anymore. Yes, that Nineveh, but to move on. I think of the wedding prayer of the couple in this book. It's also a great wedding prayer. And I think it shows the kind of love that Mary and Joseph would have had. They would have seen themselves in some ways as like Adam and Eve, but an Adam and Eve that tried to do it right. And will Mary be the mother of Messiah? Well, every woman that weds is a hope in Israel, but she was planning to be a chaste virgin. But Joseph is so much in love with her, and she with Joseph. And they would remember a prayer like this that once was prayed by Tobias and Sarah. "Blessed are you, O God of our ancestors. Blessed be your name forever. Let the heavens and your creation bless you forever. You made Adam and made his wife Eve to be his helper and support. And from these two the human race have come. You said it is not good for man to be alone. Let us make him a helper like himself. Now, not with lust, but with fidelity, I take this kinswoman as my wife. Send down your mercy on me and on her, and grant that we may grow old together. Bless us with children." And they said together, "Amen, amen." And they went to bed for the night. And that is a honeymoon prayer of Tobias and Sarah. But I apply it to Joseph, and it's a prayer of someone who's meek. And I think Joseph is meek. And he's humble of heart. And it's just the right person for the job that God has to come into the world. Hey, I've moved. Now I'm in the church. And it's 3 weeks later since I made part one. And I don't know what's on part one. I just know I'm in the genealogy. So let's just say that it's Corpus Christi Sunday today. And just thinking Joseph was seeing the fulfillment in flesh and blood in Jesus of all the names in the genealogy and what was expected. It was great. Joseph. The history of people, of persons, going back. And in that genealogy, perhaps Jesus was like the child of Boaz and Ruth, as they had just a beautiful, a good, innocent, true child born of people of deep faith and love, and he received and lived on with that faith, thinking that this is kind of what Joseph and Mary are getting in Jesus, but magnificent version. I was thinking Joseph would have thought back to, Boaz and some questionable background with Tamar, Tamar, and how he came to be, and yet God would use, outsiders in the story with Tamar and with Ruth, and God has a plan. God always has a plan unfolding. We don't see it, but God saw it multi-generations before Joseph ever came. Something about genealogy. Joseph would have known the stories of the people of old from Israel's faithful line of faith, and even the unfaithful ones. He would have known it because that's what the Jewish faith was about. It's trying to live the covenant, try to keep a covenant with God. So Joseph would have known the names in the list, like Manasseh, the terrible king of 51 years, another king, Ahaz, and his wife Jezebel. What an awful marriage that was, awful pairing, and just Jezebel is just so bad. And Ahaz, just a lousy king, compromised king, and involved in so much grave sin and opposing Elijah, and following the sin of Baal, the fertility sex cult. And Joseph, he's just going to be so much the opposite. He's going to be a faithful man. He's going to be a chaste spouse. He's going to be a man that leaves quite a legacy of good Saint Joseph. Yeah, I don't think we understand just how tight they were with their genealogy and their stories. Today, only Mormons seem to be that concerned, and for the wrong reasons. And Joseph would have known and wanted to be a faithful spouse like Hosea was to Gomer, even though Gomer wasn't faithful. But he wanted to be faithful, but he'll have the most faithful spouse of all time, Mary. He'll want to be like a Boaz to Ruth and be a new Bethlehem love story for his age. Joseph, just a wonderful story. And where we are in the genealogy, I got a little went off this shoot here. So we'll try to regain my footing and find out where we are. But as for today, that's enough comment. God bless you.